Hello, everyone. My name is Jaren Wade, Commissioner of the Real Mistake Zone League 2026. I have gathered the press here today to address the incident last week where one Rakush from publisher Culinary Ass Wars made some insensitive comments towards the league itself and questioned the, just the legacy, the honor, and just the fairness of this league. And after our internal investigation, we have found that us here at the Real Mistake Zone League 2026 have done nothing wrong. Our internal investigations have concluded that there is no wrongdoing and that Crimson Desert's review scores have been fairly critiqued by the gaming journalism industry at large. And our internal investigation also found that Rakush and Culinary Ass Wars have damaged the reputation of the league, and they have now been fined $75 from their bidding budget. And Pokemon Pocopia has now been stripped away from Culinary Ass Wars and will be given to a random publisher, in all fairness, which will be Sega 2. Sega 2 now has Pokemon Pocopia added to their roster. And now we will go to Rakush for a statement regarding this heinous crime. Rakush, what do you have to say for yourself?
First off, I'd like to say a good morning to the press that's here today. Thank you for making the time to join us. I would not like to say a good morning to the commissioner. There is a conspiracy at play here against Culinary Ass Wars, which I will not apologize for. Because when you take a look at the player rating for Crimson Desert, published by Culinary Ass Wars on OpenCritic, it's currently sitting at a 100. A 22% gap between the critics' recommendation percentage and the player rating percentage. How is that even possible?
We're going live from the street right now. Publisher of Low Sodium Chicken Soup for the Gamer Soul. Matt, with this sudden change to the league right now, what is your current feelings towards the season moving forward?
I would just like to say that I still think that Mario Tennis Fever has been robbed. It deserves a much higher score, and there has been a lot of buzz around how cool the new rackets are and how broken some of them are and imbalanced they are, and I think that's just kind of bad press going around, and I think that this deserves a higher score. Speaking
about bad press, Matt, with the sudden rise of quote-unquote jorking it, what do you think of Tomodachi Life living the dreams future in this league and what this can do to the Georgia Gooner champions?
I mean, I really hope everything works out for the Georgia Gooner champions. They had a rough tumble in the past weeks, and I think that jorking it is really going to be their way to success.
Rakush, question from the press. Given your stance on the current commissioner, what is your take on the performance of 1348 X Bodo? And do you think this was also a ploy from him to damage the reputation of the Georgia Gooner champions?
I absolutely do. I mean, who puts a person with a bowl cut on the cover of any video games? Who would want to play as that character? I think that was absolutely a decision that was made by the commissioner, Jaren Wade, in benefit of Sega 2.
Well, bids will be going live. I believe the day tomorrow once this is live, and we will see how the league shakes up. That has been the latest update for the Real Mistake Zone League 2026. And now back to our regularly scheduled Mistake Zone episode.
Wow, I love toilets, you guys. What do you guys think about toilets?
Man, guys, I took a fart the other day, and then it turned out I actually had to take a shit, and then it turned into a whistle. Fuck, man. Amazing.
Oh, man. What was the note on that whistle, Rakush?
I'm very tone deaf, so all I know is that it was a whistle. It sounded like, the scene from The Warriors where, they're whistling. So, yeah. Minus the glass. There was no glass in my poop.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
I would like to say greetings, friends, to the, let me see, one person left listening to this episode. And I believe they are not actually listening to this episode because they stepped away from their audio at the time being. But my name is Jaren Wade. Joining me, as always, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Matt Alba. Hey, Matt.
Yo.
How are you doing?
Yo, I'm in Phlegm City, boys.
Oh, Matt, that's not good. That's not great. That's actually real bad. Real bad.
Oh, man.
Also joining us this week, another one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Rakush. Hey, Rakush.
What up, Jaren?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You guys ever think about how perfect a combination of the word phlegm with the actual product itself is? Like, I don't think anything has ever been better allocated a word than phlegm.
Yeah, I like
I can see
writing
that.
out the word phlegm. It's a really like satisfying word.
Yeah. And it's like, if I feel like it captures the emotion and the essence of phlegm perfectly as well. You know, I think it's just a perfect combination of word to texture.
Yeah, you very rarely get the PHL combination in words, and it's really nice
Yeah.
to have it there.
Oh, that's a new Wordle starting word, by the way.
Isn't it too many letters? Wait, I need to spell out phlegm. Wait,
Isn't it? I think it's just enough, no? Yeah.
phlegm.
Boys, earlier this week, and by earlier this week, I mean yesterday, my partner and I went out for bubble tea. And as you know, everyone here in this call, in this episode, we've all worked customer service adjacent jobs in the past. And boys, I need to ask you something. I need to see where you stand on what transpired when we went to get bubble tea earlier this week, where we went to this place downtown Toronto. We ordered a large Thai iced tea. And when we finally received the drink, it was unfortunately a small version. And I went, "Excuse me, I ordered a large. I believe this is a small." And she said, "Oh, sorry about that." Takes the drink to the back and brings out a drink in a large cup. Boys, over under. How likely did this barista pour my small drink into a large cup and just filled the rest with ice?
Did it look like that to you? Sorry, like, did it just feel like
There was
it
a lot of
large?
ice in that cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised,
Ooh.
especially if it's just like
Yeah.
yeah. Especially if it's like is it a glass cup or like it's like one of the bubble tea, just like standard plastic cups.
It's not a standard bubble tea plastic cup where you will seal it. It's one of the plastic cups where you put a cover on top of it.
I think
I-
I think it dumped. I think they dumped. Maybe put
Yeah,
some milk
I
in
think
there or
there's-
something, but yeah.
I share Matt's sentiment. I think they dumped and just put a little bit in there. I don't think it would be. I don't think they remade it.
Yeah, boys, it felt bad. It felt bad when we got the drink and, you do the squeeze test just to see how much ice is there. There was a lot of ice. To be fair,
That sucks.
when we walked out of the restaurant, when we saw other people with the Thai iced tea, pretty icy boys, where don't think I would be going to that bubble tea establishment. Normally, this is where I would name drop, but honestly, boys, given my old age, I honestly don't remember the name of the bubble tea place. It's somewhere on Spadina.
Tell me the location next time. Spadina. Okay, that's
Somewhere on
not close to my
Spadina.
office. All right. Got it.
But-
You also guys just reminded me that I had to do a Don't Match Me for this week that I haven't. So if you hear some typing throughout the episode,
Don't worry, still time,
Probably why.
Rakush. But speaking about positive customer service experiences, I did want to shout out a local coffee place here in one of the Toronto suburbs, specifically the Mississauga area, called Pirates of Coffee. Matt, if I said one of the owners had big kuya energy, does that tell you everything you need to know about this establishment?
I think it gives me maybe not everything, but it gives me a general vibe of the establishment.
Matt, if I said this place has big kuya energy and my latte art for the flat white he gave me was a person skateboarding, does that tell you everything you need to know about the establishment?
Yeah, it tells me actually a lot. I need to know about the establishment. Yeah.
Where this
Jaren, is this your coffee shop?
honestly, in another life, I think this would be my coffee shop, my ideal coffee shop, where I think when I think about it, my ideal coffee shop would be a mix of Pirates of Coffee. And then when you boys visited me in London way back when we went to 808 Chicken House, I think a mix between Pirates of Coffee and that aesthetic of 808 Chicken House or whatever would be my ideal coffee shop. Matt, if you were to open your own coffee shop, what vibe, what aesthetic would you want to give off?
I don't know, actually. I think I would want to give some kind of casual one, but I've also been a very big fan of those like weird, not coffee shops specifically, but those drink places where it seems like you're in like a science bar. But I think that might be a very
okay, like-
very me thing.
It's like those labs, basically,
Yes, yes,
right?
a lab.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
word. A
No, I feel
science
that.
bar, a lab.
Would
Guys,
you?
I got a question for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
would you guys ever get like? Do you guys ever order a drink with no ice? Because I had kind of a situation similar to yours, Sharon, earlier this week. But do you guys ever order something with no ice?
Only if I'm
Um,
going home.
I think in general, if we're talking about bubble tea, in general, I usually go less ice or even no ice, depending. But usually less ice and either 30% or even no sugar if it kind of leans towards the sweeter side. Where do you guys fall
Got it.
on?
I'm kind of with Matt, where it's like if I'm going home, I get no ice, and I get no ice if it's the winter time, because
Hmm.
winter time it's like minus whatever. But no, there's a situation like there's a coffee place in North or in Richmond Hill somewhere actually where I decided like I really like going there. They have like this amazing like pistachio latte that they have where they have like this condensed milk with like pistachio in it. It's actually really freaking good. I had to get it with no ice because it was really cold. But then, like, instead of filling up the rest of the cup, like, I didn't expect them to fill it up with the rest of the cup. It was just like, I didn't want the ice because it was cold. They only still filled up exactly how much they would for a typical cup that would have had ice in there. And it was funny to
Mm.
see, like, the cup look half empty because of that. And then, like, the realization sinking in that, like, I'm not getting as much of that coffee as I thought I was
Hmm.
previously. Not a great feeling, Jared. So I kind of empathize with you this week.
Honestly, I know why they do it because it is kind of down to a science, especially depending on if was this a coffee or was this a iced tea or a bubble tea?
It was like an iced coffee basically,
Mm.
but the top half is like this condensed milk slash like foam kind of thing with pistachio flavoring, and like the rest of it is I can't remember what coffee it is, but it's like a latte coffee essentially. So yeah,
Yeah, I think at that point you you either have someone who doesn't care or you have someone that cares like 100%
too
cares
much.
Uh-huh.
where that's
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
the ratio of bean like they're weighing the bean, they have the right ratio of milk, and the but actually that's kind of weird because when you put in the ice you're kind of you're mentally taking note of how much additional water is in the
yeah.
ice, and then that will also affect the
Hmm.
flavor. So I don't know, Rakush. I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good
I
point.
think Yeah, I think this was just like they have been told the specific proportions
Hmm.
for how much the cup costs, and like they have to follow that no matter what. But no, it was like one of those weird things where I didn't even think about it as wanting more coffee. So like if they had just given me a smaller cup with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
same amount, I might have been okay with it. But like the fact that they still gave me a cup that looked like half empty just kind of felt bad, bros. And that's like to tie into what Matt was saying about going to those lab places. I'm a little bit hesitant to go to those because of this like exact science from a cost standpoint thing that like sometimes just rubs me the wrong way, where it's like it feels like they're penny pinching and making it a public penny pinching, which like I don't know, maybe I'm just like too knee deep in capitalism here, but at least hide the penny pinching.
fair.
So you would want
Yeah,
them to put more water in your cup, basically.
I would have been okay with it actually.
Mm.
Like I think if they had put the water, then the coffee, and then the foam on top, it would have looked the exact same to me.
hmm,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just leaning towards. I'm hoping that it's just a ratio thing, and anything more would make it taste a bit different. But who knows? Who knows in this economy? But
Yeah.
uh, again, I just wanted to shout out Pirates of the Coffee because I did buy a espresso bean that they're no longer stocking just because I believe it might be out of season. But boys, I'm crushed because this was a really good bag of beans. This was the Guanabana espresso bean, which is a Colombia co-fermented washed bean with hints of guanabana, custard apple, pink rose petals, and mint chocolate. Boys, delicious, delicious. Just get you a shot of espresso, some milk, and go to town to that. No sugar needed. Great aroma, good taste. Boys, I love me some good coffee. I love me some good coffee, and honestly, I love me a good museum exhibit because part of our downtown
Ooh.
adventures yesterday was going to the AGO, the Art Gallery of Ontario, and specifically, we wanted to check out the one of their current exhibits, the Paul McCartney photographs 1963 to 64. Eyes of the Storm, which is just a collection of different photographs that Paul McCartney took during the Beatles run between, the years of 63 and 64. And the exhibit itself was really neat just to kind of see everything that he took during that time. There was a section dedicated to when the Beatles came to Toronto as well. But two things from this I wanted to talk to you. Here in the Mistake Zone, we all went to the same high school. We all did the same Comtech program or courses. Matt, starting with you. If you were given a camera, the bag, and a roll of film, how long do you think you can muscle memory your way into loading that film into the camera?
Oh, I think so, but there's a very, very real chance that I do light leaks. I think I would have to dry run it like outside first, or I'd have to like open the camera, look at the inside first.
How many runs do you think would you need to be comfortable in doing it?
I wasn't even comfortable doing it when we were in school doing it. I don't know. I think I could get it in like 3.
Same question to you, Rakush. Do you think you could load a camera with film in 2026?
Not on the first try. I would probably need like 3 or 4 tries.
And same question, boys. Do you think you can muscle memory your way out of taking the film out and developing a contact sheet?
No.
Oh, developing a contact sheet is crazy. Oh, man. No, I would fuck those times up real bad.
Yeah. I think, similar to you, Matt, I think I could, if I were to do it outside a few times, I could probably get to a point where I could load a camera once again, but the development part is that I just don't know the time. When I don't know the times too, I don't remember the process. But man, those just going around the exhibit and kind of seeing all the different photographs, it just made me feel a type of way and really brought me back to our high school days, especially the photography courses in general.
You didn't have to load the camera inside of the black bag, right?
Yep, you did.
That was only... Oh, you did? Okay, I thought that was only maybe when you had to take it out and put it inside that like weird drum.
Oh, was it when you take it out? Oh, it might be when you take it out. Huh.
Well, okay, if you can put it in outside of the black bag, I think I can get that in like 1. Like maybe I'm gonna like fuck up the first few things on that film, but I don't think I'd be that bad for that part. But taking it out, putting it into that like cylinder with the stuff,
right,
and then doing whatever you have to do with that I'll probably
actually in retrospect. Wait, is it in the black bag? I mean, I'm pretty sure you load it outside. Yeah, now that you bring it up, Matt, I'm pretty sure you load it outside. But really, if you're in the area, really do recommend the exhibit. I think one of my favorite parts about it as well is when you're looking through the different photographs, you'll see kind of these X's on some of the blown up pictures. And when you look into the descriptions, it says, oh, Paul would X out on his contact sheet all his favorite ones. So it really results in this kind of stylized photo of just a normal portrait, normal still life, and just kind of a random X on it, which I thought was pretty good. Where I know when we talked about previously on the show about museums that I kind of like to go to, I really said that I like the more, those quote unquote Instagram adjacent ones, something like a Team Lab, something like a White Rabbit in Spain. But when I think about museum experiences and just what type of exhibits I like to see, I think a good photography exhibit, just a showcase, a slice of life, is something that I'm really drawn to. And every time the AGO does have a photography based exhibit, I try to make my way out there just to kind of look and see, where there's just something about looking at still life photos, especially of something decades ago, at this point, almost 50 years ago, almost 60 years ago, and just seeing how different things are, but still having that aura of, oh, okay, this is on a analog. This was shot on an analog camera. They developed the film. I don't know, there's just something about that makes me feel good about it, especially compared to taking pictures on my phone now, and then with the autofocus and the auto correction, which kind of makes me feel bad when I think about it. But Rakush, have you been to a museum lately, or with your Japan trip coming up soon, is that something that might be on the itinerary?
I don't know if I'm gonna be doing the museum again this time because I did go to the big one in 24. Maybe if there's something in Osaka to check out, I might give that a look as well. But it's looking like it's a little bit of limited time there.
Fair.
The last time I went to a museum, I think it was AGO. They had the light exhibition.
Yeah.
Was it the Kusama one? Yeah. Very underwhelmed by at least that setup that they had there because it was just literally like a walk-in closet.
Yeah, it was just a walk-in closet. You stood there
seconds.
for, I think, correct me, it was like 40 seconds, and then if you went in a pair, you shared it with another pair, which
basically, yeah,
isn't the greatest, especially compared to some of the more interactive ones that you could find, like a Team Labs when you're in Japan, or even some of the other ones that do like the pop-ups that come up around Toronto as well, where that one in particular ran for way longer. But I remember, I agree, Rakush, just walking into that room and being like, damn, can't take a good pic because there's just another couple in the background at all times. So,
but also, yeah, I think it's like depending on what you want to do, right? Because even just getting like that 40 seconds or like a minute, whatever it is, it's literally just set up for people to go and take photos for the gram and then come out. And that's honestly not something I've done for a very long time at this point. So like that was very underwhelming for me from even that perspective of like, I thought it would be a little bit more sort of like, go check this thing out, like observe it, maybe sit with something for like, a couple of minutes and then leave. I guess I didn't really do my research on that, so that is on me a little bit. But yeah, like the thing I love doing in museums is a lot more just like, especially when that's a lie. The last museum I went to was in India. But yeah, even that, like, it was the same deal of like, I like sitting with something that I find really interesting and then just, I'll take photos for sure. But I am still kind of like taking like a minute to just sit down, look at everything that like, they have there. And honestly, at times marvel at just sort of like how these things were built like thousands of years ago with the lack of like modern technology, and be like, yeah, well, like we really didn't need this technology. It just made it a whole lot easier for us, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But like, it's kind of cool to see that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fun to go to the museums, but
I think with the more interactive ones or the Instagram ones where, I keep saying Team Labs, and I do love going to Team Labs every opportunity I can. I think just a more traditional museum, just as you said, sitting there, soaking it all in, and even taking in what's on exhibit plus half people watching and just seeing how others are kind of interpreting what's in front of them, or just even becoming part of the exhibit themselves in some weird voyeuristic way is just something that I really like doing when and I guess I don't do much season passes, but I think with the AGO, just we have a lot of exhibits that come up every couple of months too, that I'll try to make my way, just even if I'm walking by, just go in, take a look and walk out. I think that's been something I've really been enjoying as of late. But speaking about sitting down and looking at stuff, boys, I got a package in the mail this week, and I finally received my Iris Out Jane Doe vinyl from Kenshi Yonezu, who of course did Iris Out for the Chainsaw Man Rize Arc movie. And boys, one, I really like the art on top. This is my technically 7th anime adjacent vinyl, and this lets me, because I have the vinyl stands on our record sitting room, so this gives me the opportunity to do an anime wall. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen what the art looks like, so I'm just going to post it in chat right now. This is the front of the vinyl, which is, Argola Rezi just sitting there, biting her finger. Now, Matt, Rakush, what do you think the back cover of this vinyl looks like? Matt, what do you think?
Jared, is this like a Daki cover or no?
Maybe. Rakush, what do you think on the back of this vinyl?
I know this vinyl exists, but I haven't seen the back of this vinyl. Is it Rezi without clothes?
Boys, I'm gonna send it in our chat, and I want your honest reactions and if you're surprised.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. I feel like we should announce this for the audience. It's feet.
Yep.
That's not what I expected that to be. And honestly, I'm kind of underwhelmed.
I think this is
Jared,
reminiscent of the pool scene in particular, with them sitting pre being submerged in the pool itself, but them kind of sitting on the edge. But Rakush, is Rezi's feet doing anything for you on the back of this vinyl?
no, I don't think you listened to the segment from last week where I talked about being in a theater with, people raw dogging the theater air with their toes.
Rakush, to be honest, I thought this would do something for you because I was picking up some stuff from that episode, but.
No, I don't know how I feel about you calling me a gooner there, but yeah. Hey, side question. This photo that you shared with us, the vinyl above that, is that Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, it is. I will send you my vinyl wall photo, and this is current. Just because with our vinyl wall, we like to do themes, and as I said, we have our 7 anime
waifus
adjacent photos. So on the top row, we have Cowboy Bebop. We have the Miku Orchestra. We have Suisei from Hololive up there. Then we have Reze, the Yusobi Idol one, and the Evangelion with the Uzumaki one kind of in the record player area itself. Where, boys, top row, all Fortnite characters. And I guess I should announce this, boys. I uninstalled Fortnite this week because not great over there. Not great over there at Epic Games. And condolences to the 1,000 people who unfortunately lost their jobs recently. And it's kind of weird. I think it's fitting in some ways that Suisei is the last Fortnite skin I'll probably ever buy. But had to uninstalled Epic Games. Not like as a sign of protest. I think this was just the final nail in the coffin for me, especially after the V-Bucks changes. And just not feeling great about the current state of Fortnite right now, but feeling I'm in a really good state for my vinyl collection right now. Where, Rakush, as a fellow vinyl enthusiast, have you added anything to your collection lately?
So I'm in a bit of a weird place with vinyls right now in that I have a pretty vast collection at my place, and I'm kind of jealous of your display that you have set up there because it's absolutely fucking perfect. And I really wanted to put up a lot more vinyls on like the wall and stuff as well. But as of right now, there's not a lot of new North American music that I've felt like I need to own the vinyl for these albums, and I think part of that has to do with like the last couple of years, I feel like my preferences have gotten more and more limited in like I haven't been trying out as many new North American albums. I give you that distinction to say that I am also saving some money for when I buy the vinyls in Japan for a lot of these older bands that I kind of want to find the records for. One of my favorite things that I did on the last Japan trip was literally an entire day of just walking around like these different neighborhoods, including Shimokitsuzawa, and there's this one band called the Street Beats that the best way I can describe them is like they're more like Yankee punk music, Japanese punk music, and they've been performing since like the 80s. They did the music for a collection of movies called Crows and Crow Zero, based on a manga of the same name. It's a prequel to that one. Some of my favorite movies from Japan ever. And they only ever had one vinyl released. I guess the story's starting into that, I guess. But yeah, they only ever had this one vinyl released. I spent an entire day, like literally 7.5 hours, probably walking around different neighborhoods in Tokyo, just looking for this vinyl. And I know like the cliche of like it was in the last place you looked always is going to be the last place to look because you found it, but like I didn't have any other stores left on my list of places to go check out, and I finally found it there. And ever since then, it's been on display. Like, it's the only vinyl that I have on display above my record player. I'll send a photo of that to you guys as well. But I think, like, that's kind of the place I'm at with the records that I want to buy. I don't think I'm in a place where I want to spend... I think, like, the vinyls are worth, like, how much money they cost nowadays, like, especially the new releases. The Bebop one is fantastic. Like, you know, I even listened to that one, and yeah, it just sounds super amazing and everything as well. but I'm kind of like in that treasure hunt mode a little bit, where it's like go find these like obscure vinyls and go like when you're on your trip, go look for like certain genres of music, like artists you've never even heard of, things like that. Like that's kind of the kind of collection that I want to build up right now, is stuff that isn't just easily accessible even in like a flea market or whatever, right? So yeah, like I've kind of slowed down quite a bit, but I still have a very hefty collection, and yeah, I'm looking to still add to it. It's just not a lot of new music, if that makes sense.
No, that's fair. I think actually speaking about vinyl shopping in Japan as well, another recent purchase of ours. We did finally get around to buying the live album from Olivia Rodrigo, her live from Glastonbury released, the BBC recording. We did originally see this in Tower Records, the Japan exclusive release, just with a bunch of extras, some stickers, a poster, and the fact that it had a not necessarily a different cover, but that insert that signifies that this was a Japanese exclusive release. And
Yeah.
typically for me, I'm not a fan of live recordings per se, but there was just something about browsing that Tower Records, having that album play in the background and realizing that not only did her set list contained a lot of our favorite songs, but just the quality was pretty good as well, where it was definitely something that we were considering buying at the time, especially with the Japanese exclusive version. But I think price wise, it was a bit up there. And to be honest, kind of similar to what you were saying about newer releases and the current costs of them, also just kind of balancing out, is this technically cheaper in Japan, even considering the yen? Where
Yeah.
I think with the live, you were paying, I think, $20 more for the Japanese exclusive version, where even with the Idol record I have on my wall right now, that was something you could get in Canada for around $30 compared to after conversion, even with the weaker yen, $50 in Japan. So even then, you're still trying to find the deals where you can. But it's a fun record. Again, love Olivia Rodrigo, really good recording. So something that I'm glad we finally added to our collection as well.
Yeah.
But
I will say,
what's up?
As far as like adding new records to the collection, like the Chainsaw Man one, the reason I didn't end up buying that one is because I'm actually hoping that at some point the actual like original soundtrack itself comes out on
Yes.
vinyl. It's created by Kensuke Ushio, and he did the music for the entire movie itself. And Iris Out is cool, but like there is something about that track which I feel like it kind of falls a little bit in that like meme kind of like music a little bit, right? And I understand what it's doing. I understand it fits like the tone and the theme of the movie and stuff, but like the rest of the tracks are absolutely bangers, right? So like I would love to buy a vinyl for that if that ever comes out, but it's not something I've like, to be fair, I haven't checked recently, but it's not something I have seen online outside of just like this single track record that's come out. But yeah.
Yeah, I think with something like, Iris Out, and even with the Idol one, it's something where these are essentially just single releases on,
Yeah.
full LPs, where for me to purchase a single, one, I have to like the art on top of it. That's
Yes.
why I liked the Rize art. I like the Oshinoko art as well. But then, it's that price point where if, despite me liking Iris Out and just all the different singles on it, you have Kickback, and on the side too, you have the Kickback remixes from like a lot of artists that I do like as well. It has to be that $30 price point. I'm, as you said, new vinyls are expensive, and while I'm okay with paying $40 upwards to $50 for like a full release, like the new Gorillaz album, for example, is something I'm keeping my eye on as well if I can find the launch edition again. But at the same time, if I'm looking at an anime release, not to be disparaging or anything, it has to be with under $30, because I know content wise, there's not like a lot there.
Yeah,
You're really going in for the packaging as well.
because you start putting like a monetary amount to the amount of songs sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
if you spend like $50 on a vinyl like this and it's 6 tracks, like then you start like doing the math and you're like, wow, that's like $8 a track. That's it makes you feel a little bit different versus like if you bought like an entire album for $30, or sorry, if you bought the same vinyl for say like $30, then it's like, okay, cool, like this is a affordable price for a singles release, but like it is a cool piece of art and everything as well. So like
Yeah.
to me that absolutely plays a role too.
Where I'm looking, the Chainsaw Man, not for the movie soundtrack, but like the original soundtrack. I think that's a 2 LP one. And I'm still trying to find the right price for that. I think the cheapest I've ever seen it was for $80. But if the RZA movie had a full release, that's something I'd also want to check out as well. But, boys, speaking about movies, there was an announcement this week that I'll be straight up. I was pissed. I was pissed
Yeah.
when it fell upon my lap. But honestly, earlier this week, one of my friends linked to me that Nintendo, who else is it's Illumination, I believe.
I believe, yeah.
1 week prior to the release of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, officially revealed that Fox McCloud will be featured in the movie. And it was also announced that Glenn Powell will be providing a voice. He also announced with a fun little video on, I believe it was his Instagram as well. And this is in between the fact that, there was a glimpse of a Pikmin in one of the quick cuts of, media released, and, rumblings about a Rob being seen in the background. Where Matt, have to ask you, what do you think of them announcing Fox McCloud will be featured in some capacity for this movie a week prior to release? And given that he has a whole poster dedicated to him, how big do you think this is more than simply a cameo?
I think that it is more than a cameo, specifically because this poster exists. I think that I'm expecting him to like have a role kind of akin to at least Donkey Kong's in the original one. If they're gonna give him a whole ass poster like this, if there was no poster, I would expect a cameo. But
right,
I don't know. This is expecting me. This is making me expect more.
And Rakush, I said I was pretty disappointed. What's your take on revealing Fox McCloud 1 week prior to this movie coming out?
I agree with you, man. I think it's a bit of a bummer because, like, I think my first question is, what exactly was the reason for that, right? Like, are Nintendo and Illuminate concerned about the box office prediction for this movie? Like, do they think Star Fox is the one that's gonna kind of like drive it? I don't know, right? So, like, I in general don't love watching trailers, I would say, post like Marvel boom, because like it seems like all the trailers are basically giving the entire movie away to you at some point. So like I just in general don't necessarily love watching them in its entirety. But the thing with the marketing for Mario is it's so ever present everywhere you go. You can be on Twitch and you'll get, like, I don't have ad-free subscription, so then you'll get a Super Mario movie ad for that, or you'll get like the poster just popping up in your social media feeds or on Reddit or wherever, right? So like it's a little bit difficult to avoid some of these spoilers as well. So I think I'm just very confused by why this needed to exist in the first place a week before the release. Like, does this really push more advanced tickets? I don't know, right? So I'm disappointed and confused, and yeah, I don't really know how else to describe that.
I mean, this does interest me a little bit more in going to actually watch the Mario movie.
Matt,
I think
what do you think of this is coming from one Matt Ramos. He claims that the Super Mario Galaxy movie will have 2 ending credit scenes and that you should definitely stay for both. Matt, we have Star Fox, we have Rob, we have Pikmin. I know by the time this comes out, the Mario movie will be out in full, embargoes will be up, so it's probably going to be all on the internet. So, Matt, what are your predictions for these quote-unquote 2 end scenes?
I believe that one will be Genos and one will be Samus.
not you're
Mhm.
okay. I can see Geno's considering that this is. I feel like for something called the Super Mario Galaxy movie, there are a lot from what I've seen. Similar to you, Rakush. I try to avoid trailers, especially for movies that I do want to see. And the Mario movie isn't anything special. It's a fun kids movie, but me being a Nintendo-year-old at heart, of course, that's something I want to keep closer to my chest. And I'm typically okay with avoiding spoilers for things, but as you said, this just seemed out in the open. It was like, of course, all the video game adjacent podcasts I listen to will be talking about it. But one surprised that we just saw all these characters and how much Super Mario 2 representation there is. Not over under Wario Waluigi. Given that we saw Fox McCloud, do you think they're one of the post-credit scenes?
I honestly feel like Genos is more likely than Wario or Waluigi as a post-credit scene.
Okay.
I think they're more likely to appear in the movie proper, but as a post-credit scene, I don't know if Wario and Waluigi are enough. I'd be happy to see them, but I don't know if they would go there.
Rakush, what do you think of Matt's speculation or guess that Samus will appear in some capacity in this movie?
I mean, this is the thing about Fox now, right? It's like, all of a sudden, like, you're also setting up a certain expectation that you might not be able to meet with something like this.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like, maybe the end credit does show Samus, or maybe it's just Master Hand. I don't know, but like, yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, and I thought that was kind of like, I didn't even expect like a setup for an what's the word I'm looking for? Expanded universe.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be a Mario Galaxy movie that's going to look at like Yoshi and like, going to do some of the cool stuff from the video games and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm still going to go watch it probably at some point, but like, I was kind of okay with going in blind a little bit with no expectations. And now all of a sudden it's like the studio is kind of like, setting you up to expect more by announcing like a Fox, right? Like, I don't know. It's weird. I really think the timing's weird.
What's up, Matt?
Do you think there's any chance for Sonic?
No.
Ooh. Not if it's the Sonic movie people or production company. That's two different studios, correct? I guess
I don't even know who owns the Sonic
I'm gonna look
movie
this up. Give me one
property, to
second.
be honest.
Yeah, so I mean, looking this up right now, like, it seems a bit unlikely to me, guys, because it's Sonic's distributed by Paramount. Production companies are also very different. I think it's Original Film, Marza Animation Planet, and Blur Studio. And if I remember correctly, Mario is not a Paramount. It's not a Paramount thing. If anything, it might be like a Universal Studios thing. But yeah, I'll confirm that right now as well. I am right. Yeah, Universal Studios.
We're the fanboy in me wants to say there's so much money on the table where I want to say I wouldn't be surprised, but I think realistically when you do get into film production and distribution, chances are this is even more of a legal minefield than I can even begin to comprehend. And while there might be money on the table, you get kind of into the nitty gritty about just all the different rights. And Matt, I want to say yes. My heart says yes, but my brain says no. My brain says no.
Oh, man.
But kind of going back to your point, Rakush, about expectations and what having Fox McCloud as a poster really represents to this movie, where I honestly thought that just given the scale, given what has been released so far, that it would simply be Wario and Waluigi as a post-credit scene. And, the rumblings of, a Pikmin in the background or a Rob in the background, that's just fun little cameo stuff where this is a bit more self-contained to the Mario characters. But when you release Fox and give him such a prominent marketing push, that I do agree that really puts your expectations and makes them go wild and really makes you think, okay, to what capacity is Star Fox here, and what does that mean to the greater I guess, Nintendo cinematic universe as a whole, where now all of a sudden it was more small scale of Wario and Waluigi, but it's true. Do we see a Smash invitation? Do we see a Master Hand at this point? Where I think seeing Fox so blatantly out there, I don't know, it kind of gives me a pit in my tummy. Where now
I feel a
just,
pit.
Oh god.
where realistically, Matt, you know what Smash Brothers means to the mistake zone and content and speculation. Realistically, if you do a Smash Brothers movie, how big of a scale are you expecting? Like you can't have something like an Ultimate, right? Is this more
No, yeah, Ultimate's too
self-contained?
big. Yeah, I think at most, or at wildest in terms of Smash characters, I think Captain Falcon is probably the widest you go.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I don't think Captain Falcon is likely. Like, if anything, if there was like a Smash movie, I would expect, Mario, Star Fox, just because they're already extant, DK, and honestly, I think Kirby has always been the tie between all the Smash franchises. Actually, Kirby would probably be a makes sense within the Galaxy post-release post-credit scene. Now that I think about it,
I feel like if you're gonna do a Smash Bros. Movie, it's probably gonna be the original characters, right? So like you'll have some of the Pokemon in it, some of the you'll have Captain Falcon, you'll have Fox, Ness, I guess maybe, but yeah.
I feel like see, I was about to say that. I don't know if Ness would make it into a Smash movie.
Boys, I'm pretty sure Nintendo of America hates Earthbound at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's weird, man. Like I think like I'm gonna compare this to Iron Man 2 a little bit. All right, so when Iron Man 1 came out, it was its own movie, but like it was kind of set up as like, hey, we're going to be doing a cinematic universe, kind of like very much from the very beginning. And you had the end credit scene at the end of the first movie, and it was very exciting. But one of the things that for me personally happened with Iron Man 2 is my biggest criticism of that movie was it focused far too much on the Marvel universe building, that it forgot that it was an Iron Man movie for like a solid 45 minutes in the middle of it. And
right.
I think like if we're talking about Mario's first movie and the Mario Galaxy movie, it's not been setting anything up, but I still don't feel like the first movie was in a place where it was successful enough to set up an expanded universe. I felt like it was like good. Box office, I'm sure, was good enough. I'm sure the Galaxy box office will also be equally strong. But, like, nothing about the way these movies are built out to me suggests this needs to be something like an expanded universe. So that's where also, again, I'm just kind of like, I don't think the Nintendo movies are at the place yet where you want to set up, like, a Smash Bros., right? Like, I don't necessarily know if the audience is ready for something like that. And that's where, like, again, like, they're setting up all these expectations. Maybe they're like announcing Fox and nothing else happens with this movie, and like no setup happens, as sort of like this precursory, like, more like exploratory, let's say, thing to like figure out if the audience actually wants to see a Smash Bros. Movie or whatever. But like, I don't know, it just all feels a little bit weird to me that like they've set up all these expectations now, and I'm not quite certain they're at a place where they could actually deliver on these things yet. Because, like, what Matt is saying makes sense, is that I don't know if I see a Ness in a movie like this, but that also, is that really a Smash Bros. Movie? Because I do feel like there's a few certain characters that are so, to me personally, integral to, like, what Smash Bros. Is. Like, you cannot just have the most popular characters in a Smash Bros. Movie. You have to have some of the niche fan favorite characters as well. Like, you need to have a Marth, you need to have a Ness, you need to have whatever, like, Jigglypuff, and like, to me, like, you need all of these sort of like secondary characters in there to make it seem like it's a true Smash Bros. Movie. But I don't know if the audience is ready for that. Like, a kid watching the movie, which is going to be your predominant audience for an animated like Mario movie, is not going to be watching it thinking, oh wow, Ness. Like, that's where it's a little bit confusing to me right now. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think like the Zelda movie being, what do you call it, live action like really throws
Mhm.
a lot of this like kind of like into
Yeah.
the dumpster.
I was
But
about to say, The Legend of Zelda, production companies, Columbia Pictures, Nintendo, distributed by Sony Pictures,
Right.
where even that is another mess where how, of course, you need Link in a Super Smash Bros. Movie, but how does that work? How does that pan
mhm,
out? And again, it's kind of going back to your point, Rakush. It's, we keep talking in the past, and I've brought it up a lot, this idea of superhero fatigue when it comes to movies, but I think also just the cinematic universe fatigue as well,
Mhm.
having everything interconnected, having everyone come together for that, quote unquote end game moment. There's just something that makes me a bit disappointed where I I want to go to a Mario movie to have fun with Mario. And maybe if I saw like an R-Wing in the background, I could say, oh, that's a pretty neat callback. But when you're already propping up Fox in a movie called Super Mario Galaxy, yes, I see the space connection. But when everything else you've released has been Mario 2 adjacent for the most part, I don't know, boys. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think that post, as much as I love me a good crossover, that poster release made me sad for a variety of different reasons.
There's
But
there's
what's up?
such a larger conversation about just like the nature of never-ending like franchises now, or like just
Hmm.
I mention this sometimes on Be Dramatic segments where I fucking hate that like a series that seems perfectly okay being a single season, a mini series, ends up having like a cliffhanger finale because you always have to set up what's next. And like that's also kind of what it feels like is happening with this Mario movie here, where I'm like, it would have been perfectly fine for them to not set something up for the future and just done a movie by itself. And hey, if they still do that and Star Fox is just a regular character in this, cool, so be it, right? Like I will absolutely kind of correct myself on a future episode after I
Hmm.
watch the movie, but like I think it's more like what we're chatting about right now are like these pre-release expectations around this are now so different because of just like how prominently featured. Like, did Yoshi even get one of these posters, by the way, or is Star Fox like over Yoshi in that sense as well, right? So like, there's a
Well,
lot of
all I know
these.
is Donald Glover's voicing Yoshi, and that's like the extent of
mhm.
my Yoshi knowledge right now.
I'm excited to
Oh
see
man.
what that looks and sounds like because that is
Hmm.
wild. But
Uh
yeah,
huh.
like that's the thing. I barely know anything about this movie, and I'm still gonna go watch it, and I was still gonna enjoy it. So yeah, I just kind of hate like studios forcing these things and like forcing potential expectations and stuff. Just let a movie be, man. Like just let a movie be itself. Keep a story self-contained. It doesn't need to be a part of a grander scheme or whatever. Like just Mario can be Mario, man. Like it's okay.
But Rakush, think about all the franchises that they can shove into this series and how much money that'll make them. Like,
Now, if this were culinary ass wars talking, yes, I absolutely would think
Hmm.
this is a fantastic idea. But Rakush talking, I'm cool, man. Like I watched a random thing. I'm not gonna go into the movie itself, but I watched this movie on Amazon Prime, Indian movie that I thought was gonna be a standalone thing, and it ends on essentially a cliffhanger for a second part, and I'm like, why? I watched this movie, this variation of this, a variation of this similar story 1,000 times, and it ends in one movie. It does not need a second part. It does not need to be a franchise. Why are we doing this all over the place? Like, I hate this so much. Like, just let a movie
Hmm.
be. Like, if it earns a second part because of box office sales, sure. Like, I think that's what happened with Mario Movie 1 and Mario Galaxy is they saw the numbers. They're like, yeah, let's do a second one. Just keep it like
mhm.
that. Like, don't set up future expectations as if like it's gonna last forever or whatever. Like that's where it kind of sucks because like this whole like Jaren, you were mentioning this endgame moment, right? Like endgame moment is a once in a lifetime thing. Like there's only
Yep.
one franchise that ever got to that moment. I'm still waiting to see what even happens with the follow-up to Tom Cruise's Mummy franchise. I'm still waiting to see what happens with this Zack Snyder DC cinematic universe, right? Like it rarely
Hmm.
ever works out. So like just fucking let a movie be. I don't know, it sucks. The more I talk about this, the more
Yeah.
upset I get.
I mean, to be fair, we are the ones. We are the ones putting the expectations on the Mario movie. They haven't done any of this shit yet.
No, they started.
But
No,
But here's the thing: they open up that conversation to be had by putting out a poster that features an external character that is not a Mario character,
yeah.
right? So, like, I agree with you in a meta sense that like we are the ones that are setting ourselves up for disappointment
Hmm.
a little bit by saying take this at more than face value. So I understand that part, and I do agree with you there. but then they know, like, they should know what the historical context of Star Fox and Mario crossing over is, and the only historical context is Smash Bros. So, like, what else are you supposed to expect from this?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree, Matt. Where this is definitely on me. One, I'm a Nintendo. As I said, I'm a Nintendo-year-old at heart, but at the same time, I'm also a sad old man. Two sides of the coin. Where as I'm still going to see this movie at launch. I'm still debating if it should be in 4DX, but at the same time, it's hard not to also look at it in a cynical way. But on a more positive note, I feel like when we said Donald Glover voicing Yoshi opened the floodgate, Matt, Smash Brothers on the horizon. Who's Keanu Reeves going to voice in the Smash Brothers movie, realistically?
Oh, realistically, who? Oh man, honestly, I would have said like Link just for like the meme of him just like grunting. But too bad Link's already a person in this universe.
Well, it's not confirmed that he's the same person in this universe.
No, I mean, like, I think it would be weird if they had the live action Link, and if they were to put a Link into these Mario movies, it would be weird to me if they didn't like. Either, like, Muppets him in and it's just, like, a real dude with CGI people, or have that person voice Link. Because they have confirmed that it's, like, an actual talking role.
Can I be perfectly honest about this upcoming Zelda movie? It's made by Sony Pictures, right? Or, like, it's being distributed by them, at least. I've seen what Madame Web was like, and I've seen what Kraven the Hunter was like, and all I'm saying is... I have serious doubts about there being a follow-up to the Zelda movie. So if the concern is there's a lack of crossover between that movie and Smash Bros., brother, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not even thinking about Zelda as a movie that has a follow-up as like a sequel or whatever. Like, I have zero expectations of that being good.
One has to believe that things will be good.
Yeah, it's just like...
Because...
Sorry, now I'm just picturing Morbius in the Zelda movie. It's... Oh, God.
So the Zelda movie is being directed by, I believe, Wes Ball, who did the Maze Runner movies. And in terms of who are Derek Connolly is writing the screenplay, and I'm just kind of looking up Derek right now. His writing credits include Jurassic World Domination, Detective Pikachu, Kong Skull Island, and when we're looking at producers, we're of course looking at Miyamoto. Actually, have Avi Arad, who I believe is also a producer on the Spider-Verse movies. I think that's the only silver lining I have.
So, Jaren, I think you might have stumbled onto one of the end credit scenes for Mario if it's setting up Smash Bros. A little envelope floats down into the Detective Pikachu universe. Pikachu, voiced by Ryan Reynolds, goes up to it, stares at it, picks it up, goes in a Deadpool voice. What the fuck is this? Probably not saying the F word.
Miyamoto would murder people if Pikachu says the F word.
I might not be on next week's episode. I might be that, so yeah. No, I think I can see Detective Pikachu being like one of the characters.
Do you think it would be Detective Pikachu specifically?
If you're doing it as a movie version, I can see it being that, so you can give Pikachu a talking role in it as well. It would be very different than just a regular Pikachu, but yeah, I could absolutely see that.
Oh,
but
man.
Sorry, Matt, to kind of go to your point, I know what you mean, where, the Zelda being live action is its own Zelda, but not, what if I offered you a Toon Link as an alternative?
I don't think Keanu Reeves would play Toon Link, but
I feel like Keanu Reeves would be a good voice for Captain Falcon.
See, okay, the thing is that I, for some reason, imagine Keanu Reeves being in like a character that doesn't really suit Keanu Reeves for some reason. Like he's like Diddy Kong or some shit.
You think Captain Falcon suits him?
I think Captain Falcon is like believably enough. Like they casted Keanu Reeves to like, do Captain Falcon rather than like, oh, here's Keanu Reeves as like Lucario or some shit.
Oh, yeah, fair. I see what you mean.
So realistically, I haven't checked in on him in a while, so I hope he's still a good person. But realistically, it's probably Vin Diesel going to be Captain Falcon, right? Right, boys?
Oh, God. You're probably right. Oh, man.
I mean, are we going to find out Captain Falcon has a family?
Oh man.
Maybe Rakush.
I actually don't know a thing about Captain Falcon's like backstory.
Yeah. Where I don't know, but we'll see. I plan to watch the Mario movie this week. Maybe talk about it next week, real quick.
Piranha Plant. Keanu Reeves would play Piranha Plant.
That would be good. That would be pretty
one.
good.
That would be a good one. And again, I'm hoping the Mario movie is good for what it is, because again, I'm going in expecting a kids movie, but now that Fox has been paraded out there, I can't help the old man cynic in me think that. What are you doing, Nintendo? What are you doing, Miyamoto?
Oh my god.
Please.
Oh my god,
Please.
sorry.
What's up?
Guys, does Jack Black come in as Steve? And Bowser at the same time?
Oh god.
Minecraft movie.
I'm pretty sure that's Universal.
Yep, Legendary Pictures, distributed by Warner Brothers.
Oh, damn.
Oh, Warner. Okay, I was wrong about that one. Dang.
I don't know, boys. I don't know how this all works, but this is a lot of hoops. This is a lot of hoops to jump
Oh,
through.
man.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time like assuming what's gonna happen. You guys are right about that. We'll see next week, but yeah, I don't know. Like I just kind of hate when marketing disregards just some of like the appeal of like some of these things in the movie, right? Like an Easter egg can be an Easter egg. A special guest appearance should remain a special, like a surprise appearance sort of thing. So. Yeah, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe marketing's the problem.
Everything's a problem. Everything is a problem. But
Damn.
you know what's not a problem? Wait, actually, you know what is a problem, boys? When we match someone on the Don't Match Me challenge.
All right, let me see how many questions I've written down so far. I got 4 written down. I need a 5th one right now. Let's see if I can think of the 5th one after we get through these first 4.
You know what? Jared, we can give him some time to think about this, because there is one thing that I want to talk about before we go on.
What's up, Matt?
Jared, while we were talking about voicing Pokemon in what do you call it? in the Nintendo Expanded Universe.
Yes.
Jared, over this past week, of course, we have come across some Pokopia stuff about how Pokemon talk, and Jaren,
yep.
The Twitter timeline of Gal Bulbasaur is
excuse me
is really good. Rakush, in the Japanese version of Pokopia, everybody kind of has a certain way of talking, right? Like, because like Japanese just like gives you a lot of ways to express yourself in terms of like who you are as a person, basically.
Yes, yeah.
And it turns out that Bulbasaur in the Japanese version of Pokopia speaks the same way that like a Gal character speaks.
That's crazy.
So there is a lot of art out there now of just a Gal version of Bulbasaur, and I don't know. It's a good goof. It's a good goof.
That's a good goof, but also crazy.
That expanded to all the starter Pokemon.
So now there's just Gal starter Pokemon.
Man, boys, I've been on the algo. Matt, speaking about the algo, I've been getting a lot of who's your favorite Pokemon. They'll answer, and then they'll go to the next person and be like, red flag, green flag, this person's favorite Pokemon is X. And then, the cycle continues. For Matt, if someone said their favorite Pokemon in 2026, post Pokopia is Bulbasaur, green flag, red flag.
Oh, man. That's... It honestly depends on the person of origin, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah. But I think green flag for me anyway. Whether it's original Bulbasaur or Gal Bulbasaur, you cool.
Now that the Nintendo bring it back full circle, Matt, what are you thinking about all the Mii creations from the Tomodachi Life demo coming out there?
I think they're pretty good. It's right up there with all the original kind of like weird Miis, and I'm into it.
Did you check out the demo?
No, I watched like a bunch of people play it, and it does have a lot more customization towards not the Miis. I don't know what they're called. I can think they are actually called Miis in Tomodachi Life, but it has a lot more like customization than I thought, especially with how you can just literally draw on their body parts.
Yeah,
or on their head
which
parts.
Is
like it's
kind of nuts. But Matt, don't you get, if you finish the demo, don't you unlock like a hamster suit or something for your character?
Yeah, you get a hamster suit for free, but like you can also buy that in the game itself, like with game money. And I think you only get one of the hamster suits through RNG, so it's not a big loss if you miss out on it.
Okay. While we're in our Nintendo cleanup corner, Matt, I spent 2 hours making a storage warehouse in Pocopia.
Oh
I
man,
didn't do it in Pallet Town. Did I make a mistake?
I've barely built in Pallet Town. I feel like I
Hmm.
should build that area up, but
Okay. I know this is the third week running. Matt, how are your Pocopia still going strong for you?
I've hit this weird point where I want to build, but I don't have enough recipes to of cool blocks that I've seen that I'm like, oh, I want this
Right.
block so badly. So I have gone into a cycle of every 4 hours I log into Pocopia and I check all the sparkling locations I can find, and then pray for new good useful recipes.
Matt,
Yeah.
have you guys been paying attention to like some of the stuff that people are building? Like it kind of like that Animal Crossing Island visiting thing, right? Like have you guys been looking into any of that stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think right now, hot on the algo, the underground cyberpunk city
Yeah.
is making waves. On a more smaller scale, people have been doing their own Japanese Pokemon Center stores, and that's why I regret not buying a bunch of backpacks as well, just to line my store up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I do find myself saving a lot more of the simpler builds, like tree houses or like nice beach houses, something that you can kind of follow along, but still put your own personal spin on it, put on something on the background to listen to, and just vibe out. Because if there's one thing I love doing in Pocopia is not pushing the story at all and just vibing out, building houses without roofs because I don't have enough roof tiles. But
Yeah,
Matt,
save. Mm-hmm.
uh, so we're now talking about the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. What's their name? Pikachu.
Mm.
Does Pikachu make an appearance somehow in the cinematic universe?
Oh,
They can do-
I don't know. I don't know if Pikachu makes it.
They can do a two Spider-Man thing with Detective Pikachu and Pikachu.
True.
Oh yeah. The Pikaverse.
All right, Rakush, how's question 5 going?
We're ready.
Okay,
We're ready.
Okay, take it away.
Don't Match Me. It is our weekly game that we've been playing basically now for a couple of seasons of the Mistake Zone, where one person on the episode is responsible for posing 5 questions to the other folks as part of this episode to answer. The aim of the game is to not match my answer, as I'm the person asking the questions this week. If you're playing along, you don't want to match with me hard mode, you don't want to match with any 3 of us. As I mentioned earlier in this episode, I am kind of winging it today, and the first thing that came to mind was Jaren mentioned AGO, and we're in Toronto. Guys, this is the Don't Match Me Toronto edition, part unknown, because I'm pretty sure we've done a version of this before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just jump into this, guys. I think like the people on this episode and the people listening from Toronto or like visiting areas would know this a little bit better, but what I want to start off with is a question about Toronto roads. Just name a Toronto road. Doesn't have to be an intersection, just a road, an avenue, a street, whatever it is that you know, but just a road. Ideally, you guys, we don't dox ourselves. So, yeah, just name a Toronto road. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Does it have to end specifically in road, or are you okay with like things that end in street? Or
No. It could be anything. Could be street, avenue,
Okay.
anything. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. In 3, 2, 1, I'm going to go with one of the longest roads in the world, if not the longest road in the world. That is Yonge Street. Spanning all the way from downtown Toronto all the way into... I think it goes all the way into Richmond Hill or beyond, actually. So, yeah. Very long road. A very long, straight road. Matt, what you got?
I mean, I'm intersecting with you here, Rakush. In downtown, I'm intersecting at Front Street.
Young in front. Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's horrible traffic on that intersection. But
I mean, it's horrible traffic basically all along Yonge, I want to say, until you get out of downtown. Even outside of downtown, Yonge is sometimes not great.
To be honest, I would say once you get past like Eglinton northwards, it's been pretty okay for the most part. But yeah, it is. It is like, yeah, anytime like Yonge intersects with a big major intersection, yes, you're right. Like the traffics on those intersections are always terrible, especially during rush hour. But Jaren, which one do you got?
Of course, I too am picking a road that intersects with you, or a street that intersects with you, Rakush. And got to shout out a movie I saw recently, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Speaking about Toronto, had a really good time, was really considering it, seeing a second time as well. But one shot in particular showed off the young Dundas Square, so I went with Dundas.
Young and Dundas. You can absolutely walk down that street and hear a lot of. It's basically tourist central there. Like that is like your Times Square kind of area of Toronto. So you'll get all sorts of characters there. Side note, guys, I went to the what do you call it? What's the burger place called there? Whataburger? No. Yeah, Whataburger.
Well, there's a lot of burger places there.
No, it's the one connected to the Cineplex. I can't remember what the name is anymore.
Oh, Uniqlo. Yeah. Uniqlo.
Yes, Uniqlo. Yeah, the famous burger spot. No, it was weird, guys. Like I went there, ordered my meal, and they marked my order as ready, and then cleared it off the list. And as I'm standing there, and I asked them, I'm like, "Hey, it says my order is ready. Here's the little buzzer thing," and they're like, "Oh, okay. Like it's actually not ready yet. It just means it's coming up." So I wait another 2 minutes, and then I go up to the guy. I'm like, "Hey, can you just tell me like how long it's gonna take?" He's like, "Oh, it seems like someone accidentally took your bag," and I know that's bullshit because. I was standing right where the pickup was, and like they just simply did not make my order, and they accidentally marked it as ready. They offered me a refund for it. I ended up not taking the refund because I was just like, man, I just want my food. Like, would you have taken the refund and the food, or like would you have just been like, just give me the food? I don't know. Like, was I being too nice there?
I mean, I think at that point I would have I would have wanted the food, to be honest.
Yeah. I was just hungry, man. Like I was just having like a day, and I was like, man, I took this walk. It's like a solid walk from like my office there as well. Like 2/3 of my lunch break, and I'm just going in the walk itself. So that's where I was like, I just want the food, guys. Like I'm okay without the buddy. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Question number 2. We're talking about food, and we're talking about we're talking about food. Question number 2, guys. Name a ramen restaurant that you can find in Toronto or in like its neighboring areas.
Specifically ramen.
Yeah, I would say just specifically ramen. It's one of my favorite dishes. I have stopped going to ramen restaurants because I've been making ramen at home. A little bit of a flex, but yeah, there's still quite a few different ramen places, and yeah, in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go with Ramen Ishin. It's one of the more popular ones in the city right now. I believe a new one opened up in like your parts as well, if I remember correctly. But yeah, don't know where exactly, but yeah. Matt, what you got?
I'm going one that used to be like close to where I work, but not anymore. I'm going to go with Ikosha Ramen. It's at like University and Queen.
Wait,
so near my old office, but you know,
because I used to work around
to not
here
knock
as well.
myself, I don't. I don't go there anymore. It's the one that had like the red sign with the chicken on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I do know that one. It's near a record store. Okay. Jaren, which one you got?
I'm gonna use my answer as an apology to a friend of the show, Subin, who asked me if I wanted to check out Ramen Butanibo in the Danforth area, and I unfortunately could not make it. So sorry, Subin.
Well, it's always sometime in the future to go check that one out. But yeah, no, the city has a lot of cool places. There's a lot of different varieties of ramen coming up as well. But if I'm being honest, guys, it's getting a little too pricey, as with a lot of takeout food, right? So if you guys ever want the recipe...
That's just how it is, Rakush. That's just how it is.
You know what, guys? I have my recipe written down if you want to follow along with it. Rakush's signature home-style tonkatsu ramen.
Does that include opening a pack of instant ramen and pouring the ingredients in a pot for 3 minutes?
That is the speedrun version. Yes. Yes, I can give you that recipe as well. Yeah,
guys, when I make those ramen like brick packets, I still like crushing the ramen and making it so that I can just eat everything with one spoon.
That's wild.
I don't know. I think that's a thing that like my grandma and my parents used to do when I was like really young.
Yeah, it's nostalgic. I never did that, but as a kid. I was a weirdo with my instant ramen as a kid, where I would make it normally, put it in a bowl, then put a plate over the bowl, and then let it sit for like another 20 minutes so until all of the
Oh,
soup like evaporated or something, or like soaked into the noodles, so then they're all like gosh, mushy and stuff. I don't know. I used to love doing that as a kid.
it's wild, wild, wild.
Did you guys? You know what I love seeing lately? Are like there's like a bunch of YouTube series about like, oh, I went to a Michelin star chef to make instant ramen, and like their hacks are just
Yeah.
like adding an egg or adding in cheese or whatever. And I'm like, man, I used to do that when I was 15 years old. Is that really a ramen hack, or is that just like people realizing that like you don't have to stick to the ingredients that come prepackaged?
Yeah, guys, I
I
don't
feel
like
like
cheese and ramen.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think when I watch that type of content, it's always the same thing with the chefs. You know, all these established chefs saying, "Guy, at the end of the shift, I don't want to think. I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
heat up some ramen real quick, put an egg, and call it a night because I'm hungry and I want to go to bed." So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I feel that. I
Bit of
feel
a,
that.
I guess, a bit of a throwback to our culinary class wars episode, but yeah. Moving on. This Don't Match Me is taking a minute. Sorry, every single question has a certain conversation with it, but I think I've only asked 2 questions so far. So moving on to question number 3. We're talking Toronto. We've mentioned the Art Gallery of Ontario, so I'm going to eliminate that one from this conversation. But name another famous Toronto building, arena, stadium, landmark. Landmark, I think, is the best catch-all term to use. So name a famous Toronto landmark. I'm go in 3, 2, 1. I'm actually gonna go with Mel Lastman Square.
Mm.
I feel like,
That's a good one.
yeah, because like there's a few other ones as well, but I feel like Mel Lastman as like one of the. I think he was the mayor when I had just moved to Canada itself, so don't know about his politics, don't know how he was as far as like an actual mayor or whatever, but that name always kind of like stuck with me as like one of the first mayors that I was aware of when I moved to this place. So yeah, Mill Lastman Square. Matt, which one do you got?
I mean, there was one that I wanted to pick, but I don't think it like stands out enough. So I'm gonna go with the Scott Pilgrim classic of Casa Loma.
Oh man, Kessler was good.
Classic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man. Also, you just reminded me of another one, but before I talk about that, Jaren, what you got?
I went with. I honestly I can't remember if it's still there, but if I'm thinking about places in Toronto that I liked as a kid, have to go with Ontario Place.
Yeah, I think it's going through a renovation right now, but wait, is that? Yeah. It's going through a renovation. It's the one near Lakeshore, right, Jaren?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with that one, but yeah, I really kind of also liked the little theater that they had in there as well. I remember watching Blade Runner in that. That was a cool experience. But yeah, Ontario Place. I do think that street gets very packed in the summer, and not when I like driving on, especially when
I never like driving on it.
I'll
I'll take the go and walk there.
I will say, Odyssey, it's a pretty nice drive at like nighttime when there's no traffic.
Yeah.
But cops are definitely hunting in that area. So yeah, just be careful about speeding like a crazy amount. Moving on to question number 4. Oh, the Scott Pilgrim thing was on his stats, by the way. Sorry. Moving on to question number 4. Kind of alluded to this a little bit, but name one of the Toronto suburbs or neighboring cities, I would say. Because there's a couple of cities neighboring Toronto that don't consider themselves a suburb of Toronto. So name a suburb or a neighboring city.
Cities in the Greater Toronto area, if you will.
The GTA is, well, okay, no, that's the thing, right? So like some suburbs are part of the GTA and then some are just their own cities. So that's where it's like you can name one of the cities as well, and that's fine. But yeah,
Damn, the GTA is big.
it is. In 3, 2, 1. I'm going to push the limits a little bit and go with Ajax and Pickering.
Okay.
Ooh, you consider those? Do you consider those one?
I think they're neighboring cities that are neighboring to Toronto, but they're not the same as each other, if that's what you're asking. They are like their own different towns, cities, but yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Matt, what you got?
I mean, I had 2 in mind because I wasn't sure how small you wanted to go.
Okay.
I initially had like Cabbage Town in mind because I always thought
I'll
that was
take
like a
it.
really funny one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll take Cabbage Town. Also a fantastic place for like restaurants and stuff as well. I really kind of like one of the more underappreciated neighborhoods in Toronto.
I just like the name.
Yes, it is a great name as well. All right, Jared, which one do you got? Did you have one of Ajax or Pickering? Are you upset at me for picking two because one of those was yours?
No, like I went to Pickering a lot as a kid, and like I've never acknowledged Ajax. Sorry to the people.
Rip. Ajax isn't real. Ajax isn't real. You heard it here.
I don't know. When I think GTA, I think of Markham first off, without doxing us. So,
yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Question number 5. Last question for this one. Name a Toronto sports team.
Ooh.
Oh.
I have 5 that I know off the top of my head. This is not just counting like your big sports, but yeah, name a Toronto sports team in 3, 2, 1. Just to give everybody a bit of a chance, I am going to go with the lacrosse team, Toronto Rock.
Good one.
Matt, what you got?
I mean, I'm just going basic here. I'm just going with the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, I hope they actually make the playoffs this year.
Are they good? I don't know anything about basketball.
So they peaked very early in the season, and I would say they've kind of fizzled quite a bit because of injuries and just middling performances. Like they're still hovering around like the 5th seed to like the 10th seed. Like it's like a separation of like 1 game or something like that between those. So like I would say they're like very firmly middle of the pack, which is a lot better than what they were in the last like I would say 2.5, 3 seasons. So I'll still gladly take this, but I hope they at least make like the 5th seed and like, you know, have like a proper playoff series and stuff. Cause I think this city with basketball is really fun.
I see.
Yeah. Jared, what you got?
I went with the Blue Jays, but since Matt opened the floodgates, I do want to shout out. I'm not sure if you guys are subscribed to the Toronto Raptors subreddit. One, that place kind of sucks sometimes.
Yes.
But 2, more importantly, there's a user on that subreddit named Aiden Designed. Who does a sketch after every Raptors game this season, currently up to, I think, 73 out of 82. And that's the only reason I'm still subscribed to the subreddit.
It's really good.
So, yeah, shout out to him. I believe I think someone on the Clippers subreddit also does that, but I'm not subscribed to the Clippers subreddit. So,
yeah, it's okay. I don't think a lot of people
that's really cool to check out. I think that's really good to check out because I can't stand the basketball takes on that subreddit. So.
It's some horrible takes. Yeah, like we talk about like not being part of like online discourses, man. Sports is one of the main reasons I don't take part in online discourses. Like even like the baseball overreactions that are happening already. Oh, it's been 2 games. Like by the time this episode comes out, it would have been like 6 games out of 162. I can't deal with that. So yeah, but you know what, guys? What I could deal with was this week's Don't Match Me. Even though I didn't really write one out to start off, and it's funny because this ended up being probably one of the longest Don't Match Me's that I think we've had before. So yeah, because each question a conversation. But that's it for this week on my end.
And that's it this week for the Mistake Zone. You know, sort of another Beefy Boy episode, but gotta thank my best friends in the whole wide world. First off, Matt for joining me this week and editing this podcast. Hey, Matt. How much do you think Yoshi's going to talk in this movie with Donald Glover attached?
I honestly think Yoshi's gonna, like, in terms of like real words, I think he's gonna have like 2 lines, and then everything else is just gonna be grunts and stuff.
And of course, I want to thank my other best friend in the whole wide world, Rakush, for joining me this week and bringing us this Don't Match Me challenge. Rakush, same question. How much is Yoshi talking in this movie?
I kind of hope he raps, but also I love that the 6 degrees of separation between Yoshi and Lando Calrissian is now 0 degrees because of Donald Glover. So it's great.
Yep. Boys, are you guys going to check out the Mario movie this week?
I mean, it's a short week coming up, so I'm going to try to sneak a viewing in on Friday in the morning. But yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah, maybe. I'm off this week, so maybe.
Oh, you're off? Okay.
So maybe Mario movie next week on the Mistake Zone. Maybe. Not set in stone, but maybe.
Yes. Maybe.
But until then, Matt, please take it away.
This has been the Mistake Zone, and we're all out of remembering how to properly develop film.